Hello.
Hi.
Am I audible?
Yes.
All right. Give me a second. I'll just accept all. Hi, Rukhsar. Hi, Rights. Hi, Reema. Hello, Arti. Hello, Amulya. What's up, Sneha?
Hi.
Hello.
We'll wait for like 4-5 minutes. We'll just see who else is joining.
Azhar, I'll be on and off in the meet because I have to drop my son for a birthday party. So if I'm traveling, I will not be on camera.
We will try and see. I'll try and see that if we wrap it like in 40 minutes. I'll try and that's what
Azhar,
I'm.
even I have to leave, but I have to hear because all the topics you're going to talk about, I can't miss it. So I'm going to be on Zoom with my video off, please.
We'll try and see. We'll try and see that we wrap it in 35-40 minutes.
I have to leave maybe another 15-20 minutes because I have to reach somewhere by 7:30. There is traffic.
Hi Azhar, so I am sorry I cannot on my video because I am not at my home. Like it's not a convenient place to on my camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are very few people who are gonna enjoy the bonus points.
On the fan.
Hello.
Hi, Arif Khan.
Hi, Sneha. Hi, Azhar. Hello, everybody.
Hello. I think the ones who had mentioned, I think we have Smita. Smita is yet to join, it seems. Smita, Niket, Megha, Terim. Hey, right, what's up?
Hi there.
All right. Meanwhile, before others are joining, anybody wants to share what was the previous week like, or what's the accumulation of the last 2 weeks? How is it? How is it on the whole? With respect to your where you are mentally, what all are the changes that you are noticing, observing?
Can I share something?
Yes, please.
So to be honest, the first week I didn't follow because I joined the group late. Okay. But this week, I get these sugar cravings. I used to feel if I fast in the morning, it works and all. But you made me understand that eating properly, you don't get sugar cravings. I don't want to jinx it, but I've been fine. Touch wood. I've been fine. And also when I see other people posting their meals and all, I get motivated. I think I have to follow it. So this group really helps.
Super. Can we have a round of applause for Sneha for sharing? And yeah, she's one of the biggest superstitious girls that I've ever seen. So make sure that we break her myth, and we as a community try and make sure that she's not gonna give in whenever she's craving for sweets or whatever it is. Hi, Amelia. Who wants to go next? I think Reema, you want to share what was Diwali week? Reema, I want to hear from you. I think everybody is going to benefit with respect to the kind of stuff that you bake, okay, for everyone else and for your clients, and how do you manage? I think there's a lot of we'll do a proper spotlight for a lot of members. As I mentioned earlier in the group, there are a lot of people who have a lot of value to share with respect to how do they manage these situations, and you are definitely one of them. I would want everyone to learn from. So everyone, whoever does not know, Reema bakes amazing stuff, okay, and
Thank
that's
you.
what I'm trying to ask her, that how does she manage to stick to the diet plan which is separate for her and does not give in to the stuff that she's baking. All yours, Reema, go ahead.
Thanks, Azhar. I've been baking for the past 10 years. So for the past so many years, I've been eating what I bake. So I know how my products taste. So by now, I know how it is going to taste. So I have, and baking so much, I have lost the craving to eat that products. Like I don't like to eat cakes and I taste. It's not that I don't taste, but now my elder son is my taster. So I make him eat one bite or whatever, and then he tells me if it's okay or not. So it was a challenge initially because I love eating. So I try everything. So it's a challenge for me. Even now, at times, if I bake something for the first time, I have to try to know whether I have to, send it across or should I put it on the menu or something like that. So it's not that I don't eat, but yeah, I try. And I try and keep that separate. So I don't work out extra if I eat extra. Sorry. Everybody says na khao to zyada burn karo. Kuch nahi. This week was a little difficult after Diwali for me to get back to the routine of following my diet and going to the gym. I actually have dragged myself this week till about today every day to go and work out or go for a walk. I've literally dragged myself out of my bed. Jana hai bas.
So thanks a lot, Reema. So fortunately, you are in that space wherein you are done with your own stuff and you have your son to be your taster. But we, as humans, okay, we all have that motivation. Our motivation levels when it comes to workout is never going to be the same through and through. To the best of the athlete, also, there are times when you just don't feel like going to the gym. Okay, like for me, for that matter, it's been almost close to 20 years that I've been training. There are times wherein I feel that fine, that I'm not in that mood to exercise. So I am at a zone right now wherein I understand that there are few things which needs to be done whether I like it or I don't, and exercise is one of that, which gradually I'll try and make sure it is drilled nicely in every one of your head as well. I think Arti has something to put on the chat. I feel super light and feel like as if my stamina has returned. But one funny thing did happen last week. I had salt cravings and this week I had sugar cravings. But overall, it feels good to push myself every day. Lovely, Arti. It's okay. And it's just amazing that how salt and sugar is linked with respect to our taste buds and cravings. And it's interesting that the top brands of the world, they are trying to make sure that the stuff is made in such a way that we keep continuing, or rather we keep craving for more and more. That's the primary objective of every stuff that they make. So thanks for sharing, Arti. Anybody else who wants to share before we dive into what we are supposed to discuss today? Anybody wants to quickly share? Can we have a huge round of applause for Master Rehan today? I think for 15 years old. I hope Arif, I hope you have not forced him.
No, not at all. Not at all.
So, and when I see young people, okay, when I see kids, I see myself. That's the age that I started with. Okay, someday I would really want to share my journey. What really led me to get into this. Some harsh instances or incidences which did put me, and I'm grateful for that. So Rehan, welcome to the club, buddy. Make sure that you push your dad harder. And somebody in the group was like, but Arif has gained 7 kgs. the last week, okay, when everyone was sharing. Okay, on that note, whoever is watching this, or whoever is going to watch the video live, the recording live, or the recorded session later on, make sure that you by now have your weighing scale with you. The whole idea is that if you all remember the first live session that we did, I very strongly emphasized on keeping a target in mind. Not that I'm somebody who would say that weight matters, weight is everything. It's just that it's a good progress marker. Okay, while you are supposed to see other criteria as well, like Arti mentioned, that she's feeling lighter, she's feeling that her stamina is returned. All of those are the most important markers, okay, which I would want you all to keep a check on. But over and above, when you know that every week, once a week, when you are supposed to get on that weighing scale, at least you know. It is not about whether you dropped significantly or not. You should know. See, now somebody else knows Ari weighs 7 kgs heavier. Correct. So I had to explain that you do not have to see from that date. You have to see from that last week. He has dropped a few grams. Hi, Sabah. Hi, Terim.
Hi.
Yeah.
Can I say,
You get it? So on that note, all right, once again, to everyone who's here present live, a big round of applause to you all. I will keep iterating this again and again. We are nothing but an outcome of our decisions, okay? And every day, every week, when we are aware and when we are taking this decision, you all could have been anywhere. Correct? You all decided that this is where you all want to be. And that speaks a lot that how much you are focused in making sure that your health matters and you are ready to put in the work that is required. A few days back, I had done a funny reel. Okay. By the way, anybody who's not following me on Instagram, just raise your hand so that I know. Arif, bhai, come on. Rehan, keep showing your dad all my Instagram. Apart from my shoe collection, keep showing him all the other stuff that I post on Instagram. And sorry for influencing you with my choice of shoes. We
Yeah.
should be aspirational in every sense.
yeah, but it hurts my pocket, but it hurts my pocket.
When I'm saying that focus on your health, I am never saying that keep everything aside. It's just that don't keep your health absolutely on a back seat where you don't even bother about it. That's the whole idea. I am very aspirational. We all have no idea how aspirational I am and where do I aim at reaching, okay, with respect to all the other goals, keeping the health goals in check. So thank you so much for taking out time. Let me just quickly open. Anybody wants to take a wild guess? I think a couple of people, Arti and Nikhat, got the answer right when they mentioned afternoon is the best time of the day to work out. Anybody wants to share why? Is Nikhat here or is Arti? Either of you all, do you want to share why? So there is no, so the answer, the real answer should be it depends. Okay. There cannot be a black and white right answer to that. Nikhat, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Do you want to share why did you say afternoon?
So basically, I have tried it on myself. First of all, that was the reason I told afternoon.
Okay.
And basically, I feel like in the afternoon, our body level is in the energy consumption. Because of the energy consumption, I have told afternoon.
Okay, chalo, theek hai. Round of applause for Nikhat. And Nikhat, whoever team you are in, Nikhat and Arti, you both are going to get bonus points because your answer were very close to what the right answer is with respect to science, with respect to when, at what time of the day our body is better equipped with respect to performance. Okay, so anywhere between 12 noon to 4 o'clock is one of the best times when you are really concerned about performance. Okay, now when I'm saying performance, I'm talking about strength, I'm talking about cardiovascular efficiency, I'm talking about power at different time. Okay, at different time of the day, our alertness is different, our focus levels are different, our hormonal status is different, and a lot of people mentioned early morning. Somebody needs to go on mute. ठीक है, but to go on mute. कौन है? How do I check who's this?
Nikhat needs to mute.
Okay, yeah. Okay, ठीक है. ठीक है is the statement of the day today. So on that note, where was I? So at different time of the day, there are our body is different with respect to the level of.
मम्मी अपनी गाड़ी से निकाल के लाई. हाँ.
Guys, please enter.
You can mute everybody. You can mute everybody.
Yeah, I think let me do that because. I mute all. Yeah, mute all. All right, sorry guys. So again, just to get my flow going at different time of the day, our core body temperature, our alertness, our focus, our hormonal status is different. And afternoon to early evening is where, with respect to performance, we are best equipped with respect to all these parameters. And just like Nikat, I have literally in the past 18 years or so, I have literally worked out at every time slot. Like even now, I keep fluctuating with respect to my time slots when it comes to exercise. I have like hit the gym 5:30 in the morning to 6, 7, 8, 11 o'clock, 12 noon, 2:30 in the afternoon, 4 o'clock, 7:30, even for that matter, even at midnight during Ramadan, I have worked out. Okay, so I've literally tried various time slots. Early morning, do you all agree that when we wake up, we aren't that fresh? We have to work on that alertness. We have to sip on coffee. We have to do something or the other to get that focus. By default, when we wake up, we are not that fresh. Do you all agree? Do you all sense that? We need time by the time, because you need to understand that melatonin is a hormone which is responsible to keep us dull and sleepy, and which makes us sleep. By the time it starts dipping and it's completely off, and the cortisol level, which is the hormone which keeps us alert and awake, jumps in, 6 o'clock in the morning, early morning is not the time that's happening. Okay, now the best time, again, I would like to give credit to Nikat for that, as she mentioned, is with respect to health at large and making sure that you do not end up missing your workouts, would ideally be the time which fits best in your schedule. So for somebody, it could be early morning, for somebody, it could be evening, for somebody, it could be afternoon. Because instead of just missing the workouts, waiting for that optimal time, 12 noon to 4 o'clock, most of you would not even get to work out at that time, right? Unless and until you really have such a priority ke kaam baad mein, workout pehle, my performance pehle, unless and until you are an athlete and you really are aiming to make sure that you're progressing at your peak, I don't think so any of you would be willing to work out at that time or would be comfortable to work out at that time. So the pros and cons, early in the morning, the best part about early mornings is that while you are not that fresh, but it's that time wherein you do not have anybody to interfere or ask or leech that time away from you. It's only your sleep. Okay. And that's the con, that's the challenge. A lot of people, just for that matter, they cannot wake up in the morning and they end up missing. At the same time, if they are up, then caffeine, coffee is something which really comes in handy for that acute phase to make us feel fresh and that CNS stimulant. So those who are wanting to work out in the mornings, it's one of the best time with respect to time slots. Most people do not have any commitments or deliverables at that time. So if you are able to wake up early, then that's the best time to work out. Late evenings is a time wherein I've really worked out a lot at that time early in my life, but not a time that I would recommend, because working out late in the evenings could really affect your sleep. One, because most of the people now these days are so used to having coffee and caffeine shots before their workout. It's just become a norm. And those high caffeine doses of pre-workouts, now the moment you take that and then you work out, you will see that most of the night, even if you are sleeping, the quality of your sleep without you knowing is not good. So when it comes to the time slot, see what time suits the best, and the time slot that you can stay consistent is the time slot that you should be working out at. Now, the role of exercise in weight loss. Can you lose weight without exercise? Anybody wants to do a quick share? Can you lose without exercising?
Yes, you can.
Proper
Yes.
diet.
Proper diet, yeah.
Yes, no. Just say yes, no.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the answer is yes. Okay. In the entire equation of energy balance, do you all by now are clear that weight loss is a net effect of how much we consume and how much we spend? Are you all clear with that?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Weight loss is a net effect of that. How our body is efficient to do that is secondary. What all goes behind to make that happen is secondary, but this is something you all should know. Okay. Your bank balance is dependent on only two things: how much you earn and how much you spend. Period. Whether you spend more, whether you are not able to control your expenditures, whether you are not good with earnings is secondary. But your income and expenditure is what will determine how healthy your bank balance is. Okay. Now, in the entire incoming part of calories, it is only the food that you eat. So there's only one component. When it comes to calories out, okay, exercise is just one component. And there are four major components. One is your basal metabolic rate, which is your BMR. Then is your thermic effect of food. Then is your NEAT, and then is your exercise-induced activity, thermogenesis. So exercise is just one portion, one component of everything. It's like when it comes to expenditure, you have school fees, you have office electricity bills, you have office rentals, ghar ka maintenance. There are so many expenditures, right? And if I just ask you that if you just work on one of those expenditures, you can still control your incoming. You can rather increase or decrease your incoming and still affect your net balance in your bank. So the answer is yes, but what people should really, if not people, what you all should really understand that for weight loss, exercise is just a tool. There is so much more that exercise has to offer or contribute to your health. Right from the health of your bones, to the health of your joints, to the health of your brain, to the health of your mood. Exercise, a lot of people, the responses which I was going through, a lot of people mentioned that they feel good with exercise. Did you all read that? I don't know if you all were reading somebody else's message as well. Anybody who was reading other people's messages as well? Anybody, did you all notice that there were few people who mentioned that they feel that the day is incomplete?
Yes.
Yeah. So exercise, I'll not get into that whole science that how exercise affects the chemical reactions and how it keeps your mood elevated, how it enhances your capacity to memorize, learn, perception. It is just amazing that just with respect to your brains, there is so much that exercise has to offer. Okay. So you all should know that exercise is not just done for weight loss. So good that Reema, that when you are eating something, the idea should not be that, okay, fine, I need to burn a few extra calories. You have to hit the gym. When I mentioned that there are times I'm not in the mood to work out, but I still do because I know it's important for my health, whether I like it or I don't like it. Okay. Remind me if I miss. There is a time wherein I will recommend everyone not to work out. Okay, just remind me if I miss it out. But at the end, I will like to mention that when should you know that you are not supposed to work out. All right. Anybody has any doubts with respect to whether you should be working out, not working out? Why should you be working out? What is the time slot that you should be picking for workouts? Anybody has any doubts on that? Because there are anybody?
Yeah, Azhar. So,
Yeah, hi, Rukhsar.
yeah, I'm Rukhsar here.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So, actually, I wanted to ask you that since I'm working out at my home because I left gym, it's like closed due to some reasons. So, I'm just going for a walk of around 5 to 6 kilometers daily in the morning. And sometimes I feel like not going, so I do not go. But that happens rarely in a week. Like 6 days, I am going that way. And then otherwise, I try to do at least 25 sets of Surya Namaskar and then some abs workout. So, is that fine as of now?
Any exercise, it's the something is better than nothing is something which you should always remember. Okay. Now I'm gonna come to that part, that what is the ideal workout routine that one should follow. If you have seen the creative, I've mentioned that I would be covering that. Now, if you're walking, good. That should be one of the mandatory form of exercise everyone should be having in their regime. Strength training is another component which has absolutely nothing which can substitute that. So as and when you think that you are comfortable to start strength training, you should do that. I would highly recommend that. Okay. Then any form of yoga, maybe once or twice in a week, if you can rope in, it will just make sure. So your Surya Namaskar, the whole idea is that when it comes to yoga, I think it's just amazing that how we can move in so many different planes and range of motions and with respect to the muscles and the bones. And that does not happen in any other form of exercise. So yoga is something which I would very highly recommend that at least put in once or twice in a week. Okay. When it comes to high intensity interval trainings, do not do it again more than twice in a week. So the ideal combination would be strength training most of the days, maybe 3 to 4 days, a day or two of yoga, and maybe a day for your cardiovascular exercise. It could be running, swimming, jogging, playing, jump ropes, whatever you find that is fun for you, because most of the people, again, like me, mentioned that cardio is boring. I also find cardio very boring, but I found my joy for cardio in boxing. So boxing and jump ropes is what I've really got excited with and I enjoy, and that takes care of my cardio. So that's what my regime looks like, which is quite close to an ideal one. Okay. And in addition to that, make sure that you're walking. Every form of these exercise which I mentioned, try and see wherever you can start with. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule that on day one you want to like start doing everything. See whatever you are most comfortable to start with. If you can just start with 15 minutes, start with 15 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever it is. That's what by and large a good combination would look like. So in particular to your question, Rukhsar, you're doing amazing. As and when you feel that you're comfortable to start or resume your workouts in the gym, do that. Keep it in your mind that you would need to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
And for everyone who's successful in keeping their weight off, with respect to research, you all should know 97% of the people end up coming back to square one even after a successful weight loss journey. And one thing which was a couple of things which was observed was, one, that those who came back to square one were the ones who were not quite regular with exercise. Number two, they were not regular with respect to tracking their progress after achieving their goals. Okay, that's the very reason, I don't know if I've shared that this community is something which I'm going to encourage everyone to not look as a 30-day challenge. It's a recurring program. Try and make sure that this is one platform you are here for a longer period, so that till the time you are really in that zone wherein you know that a certain part of your life you are very much concerned and conscious about your efforts and decisions with respect to your health. And that is something which is missing with most of the people who are even successful in losing a lot of weight. Okay, so that's about the ideal routine. And the time when you're supposed to ensure that you're not working out is one where wherein you can sense that you are fatigued, or if you have not slept well. Nothing should supersede your sleep. If you have not slept well, if you have somehow you are stressed, okay, and you are not in that physical state to go and exercise, you should not. Remember that exercise also is stress to the body. It's just that we give that stress, the body adapts and the body evolves. Then we again gradually give more stress. Then the body adapts and grows, and that's how the cycle goes on. But if you are fatigued, if you are stressed, if you are in that mental stress, if you haven't slept well, then do not exercise. Take time, take some break, take some time out for yourself, and then get back to your exercise and get back to your gradual routine. If you have fever, if you are not feeling well, do not exercise, because your body is already under stress with fever. Then you're exercising such a kind of state, you are not supposed to exercise. Clear? Any doubts?
Azhar, I have a question, Azhar.
Yeah.
Azhar, so out of 7 days, ideally, 1 day should be your rest period, right? Only 1 day should be your rest period.
It depends. It depends on what's your level of activity. If the level of activity is what Rukhsar mentioned, Surya Namaskars and walks, then she does not really need any rest. Walks and Surya Namaskars is something which she can do 7 days a week, 30 days a month, 365 days a year. It depends what's the level of activity you are performing for the rest of the week. If your activity levels are really intense, if you're doing high intensity sessions every day, then I would say even 6 days is gonna be really harmful for you.
Yeah, because I do strength training for about 4 days a week, and except Sunday is my break day. So other days I walk. My yoga has taken a break because my yoga ma'am is she's taken a break. So I'm not doing yoga at the moment, but I'm walking every day, Monday to Saturday, and 4 days a week. So I think that's good enough, right?
That's good enough. That's excellent, I would say. Okay, that's quite close to the regime which I recommended. So it's excellent.
Okay, thanks, Azhar.
Yeah. Now, are you all ready for the challenge for the week? It's gonna be easy for a lot of you, and it's gonna be challenging for a lot of you, purely on the basis of where do you currently stand. Okay, you all tell me, what do you want? I'm gonna keep it very, very low. I want 3 kilometers of walking every day, irrespective of whether you have done any strength training, you have done Surya Namaskars. It doesn't matter what have you done. 3 kilometers of walk. Is that easy enough or manageable enough for everyone? This is just
Easy.
this is just
Easy. Very easy.
this is just to start with. There's a lot which will be added to this, but for this week it will only be 3 kilometers.
Yeah, no problem. That's fine.
All good. All right. So before anybody leaves out, anybody who knows how to take a screenshot of this screen, whoever is joining from a laptop, who knows how to take a screenshot? I will also meanwhile try and figure out. Anybody? Arti has a question here. Azhar, but does exercise alone help lose weight? Because my personal experience has been no. I will answer that. Is this 3 kilometers of dedicated walking or full day? Okay, that's a good question. How do you all want it?
Dedicated walking, I would say.
We can break it up 1, 1, 1, or 1:2, like depending.
I think dedicated walking, because otherwise the break happens when nobody walks back. That's my personal experience.
Then I will keep it open. Okay. You all have to give me 3 kilometers per day, whether you break it or you don't break it. I leave it open, but you have to clock 3 kilometers daily. All good, all good. Now, Arti, to answer your question, does exercise alone, as I mentioned, chances are very less that just by exercising you lose weight. Because always remember, I shared this analogy, right? That there are various components of your expenditure, and there is one major source of income. So even 10% fluctuation in your income will matter a lot. So for instance, 100% of income, okay, 100 is your income and 100 is your expenditure, and out of that 100, 25 rupees is your exercise. Just try and understand this analogy, okay? 100 is your income, 100 is your total expenditure, and exercise out of that is only 25 rupees. Now 10% of 100 is how much?
10 bucks.
10. Now just 10% fluctuation in your income gave you a difference of how much? 10. Correct? Now your exercise, which was 25 rupees, even if you increase that by 50%, how much would that be? 50% of 25 is how much?
37.5.
7.5?
37.5.
No.
50% of 25 is basically 12.5.
12.5. So you
Yeah.
see, 50% is 12.5 and your only 10% is 10. And you will never be in that zone wherein you are going to have 50% of your exercise 7 days a week. At the same time, you will see that when it comes to your diet, on a daily basis, you would be literally fluctuating 25 to 30% overeating. So net on weeks, month on month, years on years, Diwali, Eid, Christmas, New Year, it just keeps piling on. That's where people go wrong. And that's why you cannot out exercise a bad diet. You cannot out exercise a bad diet, because 30% fluctuation in your diet would be 30, right? If 100 is the example that we are taking. Now that 30, if you want to really make it from your exercise, imagine how much do you have to. Now, another problem with exercise is just amazing that how our body functions and how our hormones function. Do you realize that there are times if you over exercise, you'll end up eating more? Has anybody noticed that?
Yes, personally
That's
Yes.
why the whole equation of calories in and calories out is not very simple. On papers, that's what it is, but how our body literally functions to make that happen is something which is so challenging. That's why the answer is not to just stop eating and start running. That's not how it will, because your body is meant to survive and adapt. So the moment you overdo with your exercise, the hunger hormones will jump in and the body will make sure that you eat more. Okay, somebody has taken, Nikat, there is a rule of thumb. When you're taking the picture, you have to tell me so that I can smile, so that I can look good.
Sorry.
I might share the picture on social media and I don't like not to look good. All right, you're taking it now?
Yeah, I'll click it.
All right, everyone can smile for that matter. Who doesn't want to look good? Do whatever you want to. Victory, peace. Tell me when it's
Taken.
done. All right,
Yeah.
Super. So ready for the challenge next week? Only 3 kilometers. It's very easy and simple. But I have seen that this 3 kilometers also is going to be a big challenge for a lot of y'all, because it's a very boring activity. Walking is a very boring activity, correct?
No.
But if somebody has got into it and if you're enjoying it, then nothing like it. And Arti, just to further extend to your question, my dad used to race course. If anybody is familiar with race course is 2.2 kilometers. So my dad on an average used to run 12 kilometers daily, okay, except Sundays. So he used to skip on Sundays, but he still had like huge tummy. And he was like that, and I don't know if I shared this. So he's like toned hai na to kapde pehne mein maza nahi hai. One fine day we were coming from a wedding and he's like, what are your charges, what's your fees, ye mera ye tone hata ke de, because he likes to be fit, he likes to wear good clothes, and he was very upset with that tummy and he wanted to get rid of that tummy. So just because he was exercising daily 12 kilometers, and he was frustrated that I run so much. 12 kilometers is not a joke to run 6 days a week. Those who are into running would know.
Yeah.
Correct? But still, it's only when we looked at his diet, when I told him that, again, I had my mom also, but ye kya hai? She said, and I was like, decide. Who's going to decide what he eats? So thankfully that my dad was like, no, you will decide. Okay. So even if you are running for 10 kilometers, if you do not have your diet in place, you will not lose weight. So the equation which I just shared is something which you all should recall. And if you all want to read it more in detail, I have an entire chapter on that in my book. I think you all should. There's a week's time for you all to pre-order for just $2.99. If at all you are interested, do that. I'll share the link, and I would love so that you all have a personalized handwritten note. Don't have you're like that private community. Don't go for that ordinary book. It's not about the price. You all should have the book with my personal note with your name and my signature. Don't go for the pardon my language, but Sneha uses this term. Okay, Sneha uses this term nalla a lot. She's like, we are special, the others are nalla. Okay, you all should really interact with her. She's a crazy girl. Okay, so she calls all of us special, and she's like, jo yahan nahi hai wo nalla hai. Okay, so she's like, we are special, we are VIPs. So I think you all should feel like VIPs, not for being here in this tribe, just for the fact that you're spending time listening to me for your health. I think that's a VIP mindset. Not everyone has that mindset.
You're doing us a favor by educating us, like seriously.
I enjoy this. This is what gives me a kick. So every Friday, I really look forward to this. You all should see the kind of setup I have done over here just for this. I don't know if you all can see. Okay, if the tamjam, if I show you all, I have one person who sits.
Yeah, can you call Azhar, please?
All with me. Sorry.
Yeah, you're back. He's back.
Yeah. So all good. I think I said 40 minutes. We are roughly around 45 minutes. So last 5 minutes, if anybody wants to do okay, I will stop. Anybody has a question which is not answered, or any part of the today's session which you all felt you did not understand and you would want me to explain or put some more light on that? Yeah, go ahead, Amelia.
Sir, I had a question. How to portion control? I tend to eat a lot until my tummy is full, and then later I feel really very heavy.
Okay, so first and foremost, I'm not even teaching you all to portion control. I have spoon fed you all with what you have to eat and how much you have to eat. That's point number one. You don't have to even think whether you're eating more or less. You just have to eat how much is mentioned there.
But you mentioned that if you are over 90 kilos, then double the amount of eating.
So again,
So-
it is measured, right? It is in numbers.
Yes.
So
Okay.
again, even if you're double, the portion is given to you, right?
Yes, but then even then I feel really full. The doubling of the amount also.
Oh, you are
Even
saying
then,
that when you double it, you feel full?
yes. When should I actually stop eating?
Okay. So in that sense, in that case, you stop when don't overfeed. The moment you feel that the doubling is what is allowed to you, but if you feel that you are full, okay, stop it. But at the same time, tell me which meal it is, so I can tell you.
It depends actually. It's not like only one meal. Sometimes when I have had the breakfast more, then I wouldn't feel hungry for lunchtime. So
Okay.
then when I eat the double the amount of lunch, then I'll feel really very full.
No, so in that sense, when it is a main meal, your lunch, breakfast, and dinner, and if you feel that doubling is going overboard for you, so stop wherever you are comfortable. That okay, fine, I'm full. I do not want to eat. So you're done with that. Clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else has any question?
I
Yep.
have
Go ahead, Terim.
any tips to complete 3 kilometers, please? It's extremely tough for me.
Sorry, come again.
Any tips to complete 3 kilometers a day? It's extremely tough for me.
So what's the challenge? So when you say tough, what's the challenge?
That's why I'm asking for the tip.
No, like what's the challenge that you're not motivated enough to go out and walk, or you cannot walk anywhere, you do not have the access to walk? What's the challenge so that I can help you accordingly?
Motivation.
Okay. Anybody wants to motivate Terim for the 3-kilometer walk? Who's the captain?
Terim, I think you should listen to good music, the kind you like.
Okay.
Terim, you're in whose team?
Sabah.
Okay. So Sabah, you have to push her. So one of the motivation, okay, Terim, do it for Sabah. Don't do it for you.
I'm doing it for the team.
No, let me tell
want
you something very interesting. I will plan a session only on motivation. Okay. Let me tell you that when you are supposed to do something for someone else, you will be more motivated to do. You can, because we always take ourselves granted.
Right, exactly right. I agree with you on this.
We always take ourselves granted. But do it for Sabah. Will you do it for Sabah? Because if only you do it for Sabah, and if only you do it for your team wins.
Right.
So it's so the 3 kilometers that you all are walking, you're not just walking for yourself. You're walking for your team and you're walking for the captain.
It's a suggestion. If we put it in the group after walk, it will be like a motivation for others.
Yes, I
Yeah.
was also saying
You
that.
have to do that. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, is it okay if I extend 5-10 minutes more?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Do you know, Terim, our army men, our Indian army, okay, those who are there in the craziest of the temperatures, what do you think they are doing it for? Who do you think they are doing it for? Anybody has any idea who are they doing it for?
For citizens, people.
For the country.
For citizens, for the country. Yeah.
Yeah, for the country.
There was this, I forgot the designation of that person, okay? They are not doing it for the country. they are doing it for their immediate
Family.
or whatever. No, they're not doing it for the country. They're not doing it for the, in the sense, the motivation is not that they're not seeing the country, the country every day. They're like, they're not fighting, right? Every day. Every day, what they're doing, they're not fighting.
Right.
Every day, their job is not to fight somebody at the border, but
To
still
keep
they are there
themselves
every
fit.
day.
To keep themselves fit for the situation, if when it comes to
They
handle.
are doing it for their immediate boss. Have you seen, I think, is it Lakshya or which? When Ritik gets a call from boss, he has to reply. Okay, I put everyone on mute. So they are doing it for their immediate superior boss or supervisor or whoever that position is. They are doing it for them. Everybody who's an employee or who has a boss, you will know that you go that extra mile for your boss, even if you're not
Right.
going to get paid extra. But you'll do that for your boss. Do you agree? Does it make sense?
Right, exactly.
Correct. We take ourselves for granted, but we are ready to do something good for somebody else. अगर अपने करने से अगर किसी और को फर्क पड़ रहा है, you will make sure that you don't let that person down. So don't let your team down. Don't let your captain down. I see the messages that she sends. So the broadcast message that she's sending, I also get.
Okay.
Okay. So your captains are doing amazing.
Indeed, she's very motivating. Yeah. And she's a little strict too, I think. So
you have to do it
seems to
for
be.
your team. You have to do it for your captain, and in the bargain, whatever you're doing it for them, you are by default getting benefited. Correct. And I think, as Smita mentioned, when everyone starts putting it in the group, I think that alone, that itself should give you a little push. Okay. And since we are still at a time when it is just 3 kilometers, I'm not going to spend the whole session what I'm planning for. Okay. Because there will be a time wherein there will be a lot of emphasis on what makes you give up. Okay. And I think in week 8 or 9 is what I've planned, wherein I'll have like a thorough call, an hour-long call, like how we are having, purely on how not to give up. Because eventually there comes a time wherein and we just give up, right? That is something which we don't want to happen. But for 3 kilometers, I don't think so that is required. Then in 3 kilometers is like a very easy peasy task. Okay.
Right.
Just to give you that push. Okay. Just to give that push. Okay. Everyone, can we do a nice loud shout out? Come on, Terim, you can do it. It's just 3 kilometers. All right. On 3, everyone unmute and just say, Terim, you can do it. Come on, we are with you. All right. On 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Come on, Terim.
You can do it. We are with you.
We are with you.
Now you have to say, Terim, that yes, I'm gonna do it. Come on, go ahead.
Yes, I'm gonna do it. Yes, for sure. I'm gonna do it. Yes.
Super. So now it's not just your team. It's not just me. It's not just your captain. Everyone present here. Okay. The game is for the sake of fun. Of course, you get to win whatever goodies you win. But you see, the people who are not from your team, the captain who's not your captain is also encouraging and motivating you. What else do you need?
Right.
Yeah. All right. Super. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Azhar. Thank you.
Appreciate your efforts to push Terim to get the 3 kilometers going. Anybody, any doubts? Anybody wants to share?
One question. Suppose if I'm going for cycling, so then also I have to do 3 kilometers.
Yes.
Achha, okay. Fine.
3 kilometers, irrespective of whatever exercise you're doing.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, I'll just quickly end this session. I want help me with some kind of a statement which we all should at the start or at the end. Okay, I'll think of it, not now. Okay, like for today, okay, before we officially end, I want you all to put a hand on your heart and say that I take my health seriously and I will never give up. All right, come on, unmute and just speak. I take my health seriously and I will never give up.
I take
my health
seriously.
seriously and I'll never give up.
Super. So I'm just gonna stop the recording, and for 5 minutes, if anybody wants to do a fun chit chat,